for another discussion in the physical video game landscape.
This dude woke up one morning and said, "My collection is in danger. No, physical media is dying." And what I find so funny that you got 2 copies of Destruction All-Stars. Those games ain't on the disc. You got Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3. That game ain't even on the disc. You got FIFA, FIFA 24. That game ain't on the disc. So what are we doing, man? At the end of the day, you have supported DRM too. I don't care if you got a physical copy to these games, man. Those games ain't nothing but license keys, bro. This dude's starting to realize, I wasted all my money on PS5 games, and I don't even own them.
And talk about
Look at all those game key cards he got.
We are right now, which it's not looking too good nowadays, if we're being honest, but you all know I'm a big advocate of this space, and it is a space that is still there. We can always acknowledge that.
It's not, because the PS5 disk drive is DRM. If anything, that's actually worse than the software that you picked up. And let me explain. Because if your PS5 breaks in the inevitable future, like the disk drive, for example, because let's not act like things last forever, then guess what? 10, 15, Sony ain't going to manufacture those. So how are you going to get another PS5 disk drive if Sony no longer manufactures the disk drive, on top of them not supporting it, because you have to synchronize it online? This is why physical media is stupid. If you guys care a lot about physical media, you need to go as far back to the PS3 and 360. That is the last bastion of hope if you guys want to talk about physical media. Not PlayStation 4, not PS5, not even Nintendo Switch at this point. If you want traditional, old school, physical media, you got to go as far back with the PS3 and the 360 in the Wii. That is it. Stop holding on to this pipe dream, bruh. Like, y'all really think, you don't own these games. You temporarily own these games. That's why these companies are selling it to you for low prices, because they know you don't even own the game. It's a license key. And what's even more funny, you guys like to bash PC gamers. PC gamers went through the same thing on PC, where they had these essentially licensed keys, and then they realized, what is the point of even doing this? So we might as well just go all digital. Ask any adamant PC gamer. They will tell you that we went through the same thing with physical media on PC, and now look at it. Now it's happening with consoles. Absolutely embarrassing.
Year-over-year declines for physical video games relative to where they once were. But
look at this. It's so funny how during the 360, allegedly Microsoft's heyday with the Xbox 360, it seems like people was buying more games. And then all of a sudden with, games like Black Ops 2 and Call of Duty Ghosts, look, online free-to-play games, look what ended up happening. People just said, you know what, I'm not going to buy my games. Everything's just going to be digital. So why do you think companies should hold on to the concept of physical media, Mystic? If you look how low it is, bro. That's crazy. It's getting lower and lower. There's no progress, bro. You people know to stop the cap. And what's even more funny, the Xbox Series X doesn't work unless you synchronize it online. The PS5 disk drive is DRM at its finest. So once the disk drive goes out, well, guess what? All those PS5 games you have on the wall 10, 15 years, you ain't even going to be able to use them. And from what I'm hearing, the new next generation consoles, which will still play your PS5 games, but I'm hearing that it's only going to be digital. So this is bad. So for you guys holding on to this false illusion of, we actually own our game, you don't. You actually don't own your games. I go as far to say that the Switch 1, you do own a little bit of your games. That's probably the only modern console that I can bring up, but we already know that's not going to be the case with Switch 2. Going forward, it is what it is, guys, man. I think if you guys have this is why I went full retro. This is why I went back to play games that made me feel happy. I don't care about these platforms. I really don't. I just play them because, okay, South of Midnight, okay. Gears E-Day, okay. Sony finally did something, okay. But don't think that I value these systems. I don't. I'm a retro gamer at heart, and that's where I will forever be. I'm on no side when it comes to this console gaming community. I don't care. These consoles can self-destruct today, and guess what? I still be happy because I still have my N64 that makes me feel happy every time I turn it on. This is what you people got to complain about. Oh, my physical. This man woke up one morning. My collection is in danger. That's all this dude's talking about.
Low is still a large portion of buyers.
No, it's not, bro. Stop, bro. Listen, man. Listen, Mystic, I understand you're supposed to come off as some form of a neutral gamer, but come on, man. Looking at this, bro. Look at the graph, bro. You either got to be blind, bro. How blind is you, bro? You got to be blind, bro. You know what's even funny? Look, if it gets lower, look at this. And you want to tell people, bro, look at this. Bro, come on now. Please, man. Don't do this to yourself. Don't do this to yourself.
Acknowledge that it's seen year-over-year declines for physical video games relative to where they once were, but the low is still a large portion of buyers.
The low is up. What are you talking about, bro? That's as low as you can get. What are you talking about, bro? This man acting like the 2024 is up there with even the 2000. It ain't even close. I can't believe he said this. What?
You can always acknowledge that.
Oh, no.
Year-over-year declines for physical video games relative to where they once were, but the low is still a large portion of buyers.
What are you, bro? What are you talking about, man? You acting like the 2024 one is as high as the one in 2008 and 9. What are you talking about, bro? I know you see this. Like, how are you going to sit there and provide a graph and then lie to your audience? Oh, yeah, it's still very much up there. What is it? What are you looking at? What year are you on? Because clearly you ain't in the year 2024, 25. Because it's getting far lower than that. And this man out here talking about like, he out here showing graphs, talking about, oh, it's still there. Okay. All right, you know what, bro? Whatever.
And play physical video games. And so there is something still there that can be accommodated too.
There's literally nothing there. I'm going to explain to you why. You guys are complaining about the Nintendo Switch 2, but you're not fully understanding that they have to put the game on the cartridges. Nintendo only has, like he said, he even brought up in his video, small, medium, and large cartridges. So I'm assuming the 16, 32, and 64 gigabyte cartridge. That's how I know that games are going to $100. Because let's not forget, Tears of Kingdom fit on a 32 gigabyte cartridge. Listen to what I'm about to say. You're like, oh snap, Gamester. If they're pushing the next generation Zelda, you know that's going to have to be on a 64 gigabyte cartridge. You know that. So which would mean that they will raise the price again. That's why Nintendo said it was variable. You're like, oh, snap, games, I already peeped it. Games are going up to 100. As much as you people want to deny it, it's over. Because we already know for the new Legend of Zelda, you're going to have to push it on a 64 gigabyte cartridge, especially if you're going to push it as a demanding Legend of Zelda game, as an exclusive for the Switch 2. Of course, they're able to get away with Metroid Prime 4. It's a Switch 1 game. Cross-gen. Of course, you can do it with Donkey Kong Bonanza, because the game honestly looked like it could have ran on the Switch 1 if Nintendo wanted it. Same thing with, what's the other game they got? Mario Kart World, even. That could fit within the parameters of a 32 gigabyte cartridge. But with a new Legend of Zelda game that's pushing the envelope in comparison to its predecessor, what do you think is going to happen? Higher gigabyte space, which is only going to make the game be more expensive on a higher, bigger cartridge. Like I said, man, it's already been exposed.
But that's the issue, is that it lives and dies at the hands of the platform holders.
It lives, bro. It lives in you. Y'all ain't the ones buying it. What are you blaming them for? That list ain't low because of y'all. Because of them. That list is low because y'all ain't buying them. What are you talking about, bro? The whole graph that you brought up is based off the fact of people of where they, in the U.S. especially, of where they're buying their physical games. And every year, every fiscal year, it keeps getting lower. How are you going to sit there and blame the companies for something that you ain't doing? Now, I'm not saying specifically him. I'm saying other gamers alike. You need to put that blame towards your community. Not the publishers, not these, because if anything, they have done more than enough for you goddamn forsaken gamers out there. You're like, damn, games are more than enough for you people, and you still complain. And guess what? Ain't none of you supporting the industry.
3. We do not have third-party manufacturers of Sony, Microsoft, not really agreeing with that. I would love for them to embrace physical media.
Well, what is there to embrace, considering that the majority of an Xbox gamer either plays it through Game Pass or buys it digitally? There's nothing to embrace. I think you old, out-of-touch gamers need to realize that this stuff that you're buying, now mind, if you're buying it on discount, you're smart. But, bruh, if you're paying full price for these games, you're wasting your money, bruh. I'm going to be honest, bro. Like, I'm going to be honest. I don't pay full price. I actually got Dead Space recently for my Series X. I haven't even got a chance to try, but I do have it. I got it for $20 on a buy 2, get 1 free. But I'm sorry. No, I think it was like a buy, a buy 4 for $40. So I got all my games for $10 each, even though they were priced at $20. I'm sorry, man. The hustle is on. I'm not spending all this money on license keys, bro. I'm hustling the gaming community just like they've been hustling me.
The core issue is they've now had a bit of a U-turn with their own business model, and they're now shipping software on what were previously seen as competitors. And that being
I like how he's talking about how Xbox is putting their games on competitors, but doesn't want to talk about how Sony's putting their games on Switch. Also doesn't want to bring up the fact that Sony's putting Marathon a game. Now you got PlayStation fanboys downplaying, oh, well, that's not a Sony decision. That's Bungie. But I thought Sony bought Bungie. What are you talking about? It's no different than Bethesda. That's like saying, oh, Microsoft's not putting it on PlayStation. That's Bethesda's decision. But Bethesda's owned by Microsoft. So, bro, I can't. That's why I don't deal with fanboys, bro. Sony allowed Marathon to go to Xbox, and Microsoft allowed Bethesda or whoever, Activision, to put games on PlayStation. The end. Stop the capping, people. I'm tired of the capping in this community, bro. Oh, Sony didn't co-sign that. They did it. Bruh, they own Bungie. How you gonna sit there and say they didn't co-sign it? I had a dude argue with me, talking about, oh, well, the difference between Xbox and Sony is that Sony, they make their games. Microsoft don't. Last time I checked, Sony don't make Uncharted. Naughty Dog does. But they own the IP. What are we doing here, bro? They have full control of their own intellectual properties. Stop capping, bro. Like, that's the problem with this community, is the fact that you guys just keep moving the flagpole. Just admit PlayStation and Xbox is third party. Let it be. Just let it be. But they're not full. And nobody cares, bro. Y'all talking, oh, they don't get it. Nobody cares, bro. Stop arguing it. Just accept reality.
Sure, they can fulfill.
Even if Spider-Man came to Steam, they still be finding excuses.
Misnomer for a long time, and that, oh, your physical games are actually just license keys and you don't actually own the disc. That's obviously not true.
You're lying to yourself, because I can prove it, bro. What are you talking about? There's countless videos of you looking up the PS5 DRM with the disc drive. The disc drive alone is DRM. Honestly, you have a better chance buying PS4 games because you could at least replace the disc drive with something else. But the PS5, you have to synchronize it online, bruh. You got to actually synchronize it online. And not even that, if you have a PS4, even though if you do have one, it still has that CMOS battery situation, which you've talked about. So it's done, bro. Just admit that the games that are on the back of your wall is paperweights and they garbage. You might as well sell everything now, man. You might as well just sell it. Because there ain't no point having it if you ain't going to see yourself playing it in the inevitable future. This is why Xbox gamers are the smartest ones in this community, because they realize that they don't own their games either. Why would I pay for something? Y'all act like, oh, well, you don't own the games on Game Pass Ultimate. No, we understand that. Just like you don't own the games when you rented them from Blockbuster either. We are essentially renting all the games through the whole catalog. So we don't have to cycle through all this nonsense that y'all doing. Oh, let me buy this. Well, let me buy that one. No, I'm going to swap. No, we just buy what we want.
Sure, going over that 100 gigs, which some games do obviously. They want that extra mile and made sure.
Yeah, but they didn't do that for Switch too. Square don't care about you. Look at that, Nintendo gamers. Look at that. Yeah, Square doing, look at that, the bare minimum for you. Look what they did with PlayStation. Look at that. You know, Nintendo Switch owners about to be mad, man. I told you guys, I have no sides in this race, man. Y'all know I'm probably one of the most neutral gamers here. Yes, I do have my preferences. I really do love PlayStation, but I just don't love the PlayStation of today. I'm sorry, and I can rightfully say that because I played on PlayStation since the PS1, and this is completely abysmal. You guys still holding on to the false illusion that physical media exists. It's quite laughable to me. It's over, bro. It is what it is. If you don't like it, now I see why people say just go PC. That's because I don't value these consoles, bro. Y'all think I value the Xbox? Y'all think I value the PS5? You think I value for the Switch 2? If I do get a Switch 2, I'm going to be very selective in the library that I'm buying. And if I do buy game key cards, more than likely I'm buying them used or getting them on a buy two, get one free. I'm getting my hustle on, baby. Don't get it twisted, bro. I'm tired of it too. But like I said, man, you know, just like how they screwing over their consumers, well, that's what I'm going to do with them. It is what it is, man. That is the power of the consumer, is that I don't have to engage in whatever else that they're doing. I can find my way to still get my gaming habit on without having to give these companies my money to do so, like you fools. See, this is what you don't understand. I spend my top-notch dollar on retro games because unlike you, Mr. Mystic Gaming, I actually have my games on the cartridge and the disc, while you don't. You might have a few examples, but even those few examples are tied down to the PS5's disk drive, because whenever that decides to go out, well, guess what? If you need to replace it, you can't use those discs anymore. You can't use them anymore. So all this capping that y'all doing for PS5, oh, we got physical, is absolutely stupid to me. I'm sorry. Xbox gamers is smart. They're getting all their games through Game Pass Ultimate. We're getting it. We're paying for the whole package. We're paying for the whole catalog. It's like if you had a Blockbuster membership and you're like, oh, you can rent any movie or rent any game you want. We don't have to just come in there and be like, oh, this is $4 or $5 for 2 or 4 days. Oh, that's $4 or $5, $7 for 4 or 5 days. No, we just walk in through the month and be like, hey, I got that Blockbuster membership. For $20 a month. Oh, yeah, sir, you can go pick up any N64 game off the wall. Oh, I mean, hey, that probably would have worked for Blockbuster back in the days if they offered something like that. But I'm just saying, look, that's what we're doing. We're paying to have access to the whole store. You get what I'm saying? But like, all right, we got to still return it, but still, I could just choose what I want. We're paying for the convenience, and on top of that, we're paying because it doesn't really matter anymore. We might as well just get all the games at once, and then I could just choose to play what I want. So there's freedom in that aspect, but physical media, bro, oh, well, I could trade it to a friend. Bro, your friends don't want them. That's why you guys got shelves of these games. Ain't nobody, bro, you got a fake wannabe library of PlayStation 5 games that ain't nobody want to play, bro. You know how many, bro, let me tell you something on some real facts, bro. You know how many games that I've seen that I've actually purchased, and I'll be like, why am I purchasing these games? They're literally offered through the subscription. Like, go to GameStop, people are like, whoa. And I guarantee the first thing you'll see, like I did it with Dragon Age, right? I was going to pick that game up, and I'm like, hold on, this game's offered free through PlayStation Plus. What am I doing? Even though it was priced like really cheap, like $20, but I said to myself, I don't need it. And on top of it, I'm not a huge fan of the game anyway. So I was like, I don't need it. I could just play it through PlayStation Plus if I wanted. Matter of fact, it's the same thing with Last of Us Part 1. I seen it's on a subscription service. I actually played a little bit for my live stream, and I realized, hold on, I don't have to buy this game. I'm just saying, I wasn't going to do it anyway. But I'm saying a consumer could be like, I don't have to buy it. It's already offered through PlayStation Plus. That's what's going on. How many times you guys go to GameStop and you be like, oh, Gang Beast. Oh, it's already on Game Pass. I don't need to buy it. How many times have you guys done that? Because I've done that countless amount of times of just going to the store and then I say to myself, damn, physical media is worthless. Physical media is useless because look, I could just go to the store and be like, dang, I don't even need it no more because it's already offered through my subscription service. You know what I'm saying? And then I just choose the money to buy something that's not on there. I think a lot of gamers have done it. Tell me if you guys have done that in the comment section. But man, Mystic Gang, you looking real bad in this video, man. I'm sorry. Physical media is done. You might as well get rid of your PS5 collection. Focus on PS3, 360, and Wii. Maybe a little bit of PS4, and that's it. And then just have fun playing games. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And like I said, man, physical media is dead.